Welcome to Deep Quotes. Today, we dive into the mind of Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist who believed that true discovery begins within. Prepare for the wisdom that awakens the soul. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Loneliness does not come from having no people around you, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to you. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. Shame is a soul-eating emotion. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Where your fear is, there is your task. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. Man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. In each of us there is another whom we do not know. The least of things with a meaning is worth more than the greatest of things without it. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, and listen to what she has to say. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who become torturers. The biggest problems of life can never be solved, only outgrown. Everything that has a beginning has its cause in the unconscious. The soul needs your recklessness, not your wisdom. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. What you resist persists. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. Nobody can fall so low unless he has a great depth. The world hangs on a thin thread, and that thread is the psyche of man. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Life really does begin at 40. Before then, you are only doing research. To ask the right question is already half the solution to a 40 problem. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness. Every form of addiction is bad, whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. We are born at a given moment in a given place, and like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the season in which we are born. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Modern man is in search of a soul. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. Resistance to the organized mass can be effected only by the man who is as well organized in his individuality. A dream that is not understood remains a mere occurrence. Understood, it becomes a living experience. Real liberation comes not from external freedom, but from inner freedom. Man cannot stand a meaningless life. The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct acting from inner necessity. We don't find meaning, we create it. The greatest danger is man's eternal slumber. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. Neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. We deem those happy who have learned to bear their sufferings. Symbols are the natural language of the unconscious. No one can know what is hidden in the depths unless he has dived into them. People grow like plants, some in the sun, others in the shade. Everything depends on how we look at things, not how they are. The only real adventure is the exploration of the inner universe. To confront a person with their shadow is to show them their own light. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. Fear of life is really fear of oneself. Your true self will not emerge until the mask falls away. As any change must begin somewhere, it is the single individual who will undergo it. We are threatened with suffering until we know how to meet it. The psyche is real, far more real than the body. The unconscious is not just evil, it is also the source of all good. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration. What you most need will be found where you least want to look. We should not pretend to understand the world only by the intellect. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. Tension is necessary for growth. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate.